Hello everyone, welcome to Himalaya IAS classes. Today we'll be doing editorial analysis of 25th June Hindu newspaper. On page 6 we can see four articles. Two of them talk about India-China and India-Pakistan relations with Kashmir as the main debate. And it says that the relations between India and Pakistan is turning from bad to worse and beyond repair. The second article talks about the leadership syndrome given the COVID 19 situation. And finally, an article on government e marketplace. Let's come to the first two articles. Now, we know that China is facing its own domestic burden as well because the COVID 19 virus, as we know today, started its outbreak in Wuhan. So, that is definitely blamed on China. And then China also faces nationalism movement in Taiwan, and there was Hong Kong protest. China's project OBOR, whose flagship project CPEC, China Pakistan Economic Corridor, passes very close to India's territory. India claims Gilgit Balochistan region, and it says it's a threat against sovereignty and security of India. And Pakistan relations with India started soaring when on August 5th, 2019, India revoked the special status given to Kashmir, Article 370. Since then, Pakistan doesn't honor the Shimla Agreement anymore and doesn't recognize line of actual control and argues that since the article is removed, that doesn't we don't have to give recognition to the border anymore. And we can see that since 2014 to 2019, the violence in Kashmir has actually increased and peaked. The government, since its revocation of Article 370, had started number of initiatives like having Jammu and Kashmir Rifles recruitment. It applied all the central government schemes to Jammu and Kashmir to boost agriculture sector, to boost tourism, have public calling centers, and open Siachen Glacier for tourism, and had all these melas for apple harvesting season, saffron, carpet making. It also held block development elections and local body elections. So, despite all this, we can see the situation in Jammu and Kashmir is not stable, and it calls us into constant conflict between India, Pakistan, and India, China. The next article is talking about the situation in COVID 19, where there's a leadership syndrome or a crisis, as in people are blindly following what the rulers say, sort of like a charismatic leadership, which may lead to accepting dictatorship as a norm. That is what John Stuart Mill says, that he argues against absolute control. And another philosopher, John Hobbes, he talks about this concept called as Leviathan. So if you see the picture over there, Leviathan is a ruler who's all powerful, that he doesn't listen to anybody anymore and he controls the crowd like anything. So that is the introduction of the article, and the article later moves on to explain the technicality of how the government failed to declare COVID 19 as a national disaster and its financial part. Now, we know that the central government had enacted Disaster Management Act in 2005. Besides this, there's Epidemic Diseases Act of 1897 for the state governments, because health is a state subject, and if the center had to take any decision, it could have made the COVID-19 as a national disaster, but instead it evoked a provision in the concurrent list of the seventh schedule of the Indian Constitution, which talks about social security, employment, unemployment, and created another fund called as PM Care Fund, that is Pradhan Mantri Citizen Assistance and Relief in Emergency Distress Act. The difficult part about this fund is it's not getting audited by the Comptroller Auditor General. So you never know what is the fund that is going in, how much amount is being spent, because there's no auditing for it. Instead, if we had used the provisions under the National Disaster Management Act, which had two type of statutory funds, that is National Disaster Mitigation Fund and the National Disaster Response Fund, then it would get audit by CAG and everything would be accountable. So we have not designed the National Disaster Management Plan, and we have not thought about it comprehensively. So this is a critique article. And finally, we declared locust menace in North India as one of the disaster, but instead we are still struggling to cope with the situation of COVID-19. Finally, there's an article on government e-marketplace. Now, for the first time, the government e-marketplace is a, is a platform wherein there is procurement to central government and the public sector utilities to have their supplies and purchase online so that everything is transparent. Now, recently, 25% of the procurement had to be done from domestic MSMEs. That was one rule. Now, they have introduced another rule that whatever products and purchases that you're making out of GEM platform should clearly indicate country of origin. Now, this is an excellent development because the country of origin will help us to track from where exactly the product was being manufactured. So if it meets at least 50% of the local content, that we know that Make in India initiative is getting successful and there's a lot of manufacturing that is going on in India. This is the same logic that we apply for even agricultural produce. If we get to know the country of origin, then we get better prices for domestic growers in pepper and cashew nut rather than have these cheap imports from other countries. Now, there's another concept embedded here that is known as our own capability of manufacturing. Since the Make in India campaign has launched, has not picked up. Instead, we have gone for import substitution. That is, we have gone for manufacturing our domestic requirements, and we have not essentially invented any cutting edge technologies, and we are into export orientation. We are doing domestic manufacturing and import substitution. And we, in fact, Indian pharmaceutical companies are all dependent on Chinese active pharmaceutical ingredients whose bulk produce we need in order to manufacture something. So that's another drawback from the whole point. And so the articles also talks about Atmanirbhar Bharat. You can refer to those 5 pillars that was announced in order to make India self-reliant, and it announced a lot of money for MSME sector and for other sectors in India so that we pick up our manufacturing and efficiencies in this COVID-19 situation. Thank you.